Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 70 of A Daily Dose of Donna, the Rooted in Wisdom series. Today, on episode 70, I'm sharing with you about how to shift to possibility out of feeling stuck. Now, I know this is something that is common for almost all of us, of feeling stuck in some area of our life or over some situation or being stuck in an emotion that we just can't shake, something like that, or just a thought process that is keeping us from feeling our best or being our best self and putting our best self out into the world. So this kind of came up recently because I said something to someone a few days ago about patterns, and they said to me, "I don't have any patterns." And I thought, "Oh my God, we all have patterns, but sometimes we're talking about consciousness, we're not conscious of our patterns. And in order to be conscious of our patterns, we have to have awareness. And awareness comes from within, but sometimes it comes from feedback from others as well that makes us then look within to examine these patterns that we have or these ways of being that would allow us to be a better version of ourselves, or show up better in the world, in our relationships, in our health, in our work, our business, or whatever, right? So in thinking about that, I I have a fascination with words, and words have meaning. Words drive energy. And as I was thinking about this idea of patterns and possibilities and how our words really drive our, not just our thoughts, but how our body responds and our emotions. And that then drives the chemistry of our body, as well as our respiratory system and our heart rate and all of that, right? Like it's all connected just by thought alone. One word can do that. So patterns of our words and perceptions, really, because it's really the words and the way we see the experiences and the situation in our life that are then creating the thoughts, right? So that the habit those are the habits then that keep us stuck, right? Because it's what we believe habitually and how we perceive the world and our experiences and our interactions with people, the things that influence all of that, right? In our work, in our interactions day to day, whether we're out in the community, in our home, whether we're by ourselves through social media, or living with others, whatever those things are, right? So how and what we think and feel generates energy. And so those words and perceptions of our experience in and about things in our life is what keeps that on repeat, as I was saying. So to give an example, there's research being done on this right now, and here's what they're seeing is that, just to play with two words to speak to the fact that words have meaning and words generate energy, and words then kind of based on what our belief or understanding is of those words, then give us a reaction in our body. So when we perceive, so there's two words here, problem and challenge. So there's the research that's being done on this and has been done, is that when we perceive a situation in our environment as a problem, it weakens us physically and lowers our energy. Yet, when we, same situation, perceive that situation as a challenge, it actually raises our energy level, and the body reorganizes itself to become more mentally and physically resourceful. So just to play with that for a minute, think about it. When someone comes, if you're a leader of an organization or you manage people, or someone even in your family, right? Someone calls you, walks in your office and says, "I have a problem." Right now, just hearing me say that, what does your body do? Our body generally will be like, right? Most of us are like, not a problem. I don't want a problem, right? Most of us are not like, yay, I got a problem. I can't wait to hear what this is so I can solve it. Um, Yet, the flip side of that is the alternate word, the word that the evidence right now is showing is elevating our energy and allowing us to be more resourceful, is a challenge. So if someone walks into your office or calls and says, hey, I got this challenge and I need some help, even the tone in which we say we have a challenge versus we have a problem sounds different. The energy in the delivery is even different. Now, I'm saying it, but you say it, right? Listen to how other people say it. Change the language in your workplace or in your family that no one's allowed to use the word problem anymore. That if they have a situation that needs to be addressed or adjusted or needs to be solved in some way, just test it out for a week or so and switch it up with the word challenge and just see how much more resourceful people become, how much more energy and enlivened the space feels versus having 42 freaking problems coming at you a day. So, our words have meaning. And, of course, they have meaning. Our words have energy, is what I want to say also. And how that energy then goes out into our world, right, is then what is feeding back to us. So, in order, though, to understand that, right, we have to have the awareness of it, which is kind of how this all came up with the person saying, I don't have patterns. So we do all have patterns. And those patterns are those chronic things every day that we keep doing over and over and we feel stuck. So I wanted to use the example, of using those two words because that's a pattern that we get in, right? We use the same words over and over. We feel the same way in those situations when we use those words or have a conversation in the same way with the same person and we keep thinking something should be different. Those are the patterns that keep us stuck. So to get out of that, we change to change the pattern. Whoops, trying to read my note here so I'm not so redundant. So to get out of that, we change the pattern. And the more aware we become of these patterns, the faster we become at changing them. So over time, by changing what we believe. So you see the pattern and you're like, because now you have the awareness, right? And you're going to change how you're perceiving it. It's not it, and maybe it's a word that you change, right? But you're changing your thoughts, right? What are you believing about it? What is the inner dialogue when this situation comes up? What are the thoughts going through your mind? Oh, here we go again. Oh, what do they need now? Or, oh, I know how this is going to turn out. Or, oh, this is going to suck, right? Or, oh, I'm probably going to get stuck here for an hour. Or, oh, the traffic. Like, whatever it is, like you're already projecting or perceiving some experience that then becomes that pattern that's keeping you stuck and keeping you out of possibility. So that's how we change it over time, by changing what we believe and the inner dialogue, by changing our thoughts about it, which then is going to change our feelings about it, right? How we, not only our physiology, how our body feels about it, but our emotional feeling as well. And so that moves us. So as we do that over and over, because again, part of this is not only changing the body's habituation and reaction, it's changing the neural networks in the brain at the same time. And that's how we've created the pattern we have now, because we've done it over and over and over. And now the brain in that situation goes, oh, this is familiar. I know what the MO is here. We always say something negative, or we always expect this outcome. and then the body kicks in, and then there you go. And so to have that awareness and to break that pattern that the brain is expecting, you have to change your thought process with something different, something more empowering. And then that's going to move you closer to your goals and your dreams and being that better version of yourself. But you can't get there under those old conditioned patterns, using the same words, believing the same things over and over again, and just changing the actions or trying to say you're going to do it through willpower. It's we're a whole self approach to manifesting and creating and being the best version of ourselves. You can't do it just in actions. You can't do it just in thoughts. You can't do it just in changing your beliefs, and you can't change it by just changing your environment, meaning getting rid of those people, or changing the position of your desk or the office location, or leaving a relationship, whatever that is, because it's you. The patterns are within us. Yes, there are external influences, but it's about our perception and the inner dialogue. So to shift to possibility out of those patterns of feeling stuck is changing the words and changing our perceptions about situations to elevate our energy, our vibrational energy that is going out into the field, so that more of that then feeds back to us. All right, have a great weekend. See you Monday.